Hi, I'm Bernie Sanders. I'm running for president. And I'm asking you today to be part of an unprecedented grassroots campaign of 1 million active volunteers in every state in our country. It is not only about winning the Democratic nomination and the general election. Our campaign is about transforming our country and creating a government based on the principles of economic, social, racial, and environmental justice. I want to thank all of you for being part of a campaign which is not only going to win the Democratic nomination, which is not only going to defeat Donald Trump, who is the most dangerous president in modern American history, but with your help, we are going to transform this country and finally create an economy and a government which works for all of us, not just the 1%. Let's be clear. Let us be very clear. The function of healthcare today, from the insurance and drug company perspective, is not to provide quality care to all in a cost-effective way. The function of the healthcare system today is to make billions in profits for the insurance companies. And last year, if you could believe it, while we pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs, and I will lower prescription drug prices in half in this country, top 10 companies made $69 billion in profit. They will spend hundreds of millions of dollars lying to the American people, telling us why we cannot have a Medicare for all single-payer program. Medicare for all is comprehensive. It covers all health care needs. For senior citizens, it will finally include dental care, hearing aids, and eyeglasses.
But you don't know.
Second of all,
you don't know that,
second
Bernie.
of all,
We'll come to you in a second,
I do know, and I wrote the damn bill. And second of all,
ask the audience a question. If you could raise your hand here. A show of hands of how many people get their insurance from work, private insurance right now. How many get it from private insurance? Okay, now of those, how many are willing to transition to what the senator says, a government-run system?
All right, we've got some breaking news right now concerning Senator Bernie Sanders. After experiencing some discomfort on the campaign trail in Las Vegas, he has been hospitalized. For the latest on this, we've got Julia Manchester, political reporter for The Hill. And Julia, the campaign put out a statement about what's going on here. What do we know?
More breaking news right now. Bernie Sanders' campaign just issued a statement saying, in fact, he suffered a heart attack. He had 2 stents inserted into an artery after feeling discomfort in his chest while campaigning on Tuesday.
hello, everybody. We're in Las Vegas. I just got out of the hospital a few hours ago, and I'm feeling so much better. I just want to thank all of you for the love and warm wishes that you sent to me. See you soon on the campaign trail.
Thank you all so much. It really made a difference.
Senator Bernie Sanders launching his campaign comeback after that heart attack.
I am more than ready to assume the office of President of the United States. To put it bluntly, I am back.
Firing up the largest crowd in the primary so far.
We have one of the best Democratic presidential primary fields in a generation. And much of that is thanks to the work that Bernie Sanders has done in his entire life.
How you feeling?
Feeling good as hell.
One day before a high-stakes debate in Iowa, the long-standing truce between Senator Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren appears to be over.
Bad blood suddenly brewing between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. The 2 Democratic presidential hopefuls will face off in the CNN debate in Iowa tomorrow.
In a statement issued late tonight, Warren writes she and Sanders met in December of 2018, discussing topics including gender in the presidential race. I thought a woman could win, Warren's statement reads. Sanders, she says, disagreed. Sanders called early reports of his comments ludicrous and blamed staff who weren't in the room, lying about what happened.
I was disappointed to hear that Bernie is sending his volunteers out to trash me.
What do you think about the timing?
Look, I think this is a race, and she wants to win Iowa, and she's going the wrong way in the polls, right, MJ? I mean, you cover her more than anybody else.
Political momentum has stalled in recent months. That's absolutely right.
Exactly. So what she's trying to do is establish some differences with Bernie Sanders on many fronts.
Let's now turn to an issue that's come up in the last 48 hours. Senator Sanders. CNN reported yesterday that, and Senator Warren confirmed in a statement, that in 2018, you told her that you did not believe that a woman could win the election. Why did you say that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't say it. Anybody knows me, knows that it's incomprehensible that I would think that a woman could not be president of the United States. Go to YouTube today. There's some video of me 30 years ago talking about how a woman could become president of the United States. In 2015, I deferred, in fact, to Senator Warren. There was a movement to draft Senator Warren to run for president. And you know what? I stayed back. Senator Warren decided not to run, and I did run afterwards.
Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
I disagreed. This was the moment millions watched. Elizabeth Warren refusing to shake Bernie Sanders' hand after the Democratic debate. And tonight we're finally hearing that tense exchange.
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
What?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion, we'll have that discussion. You called me.
The Iowa caucus is in chaos this morning after the Iowa Democratic Party says it can't yet declare a winner.
This comes amid massive confusion over a new reporting system.
Good morning, George. What a mess. This is not the finish that anyone expected here in Iowa. The state Democratic Party now having to go through all the paper documentation and manually verify the results.
Hours of delay, still no official results and no winner in the Democratic race, with the party blaming inconsistencies in reporting. But that didn't stop some candidates from claiming they came out on top.
Iowa, you have shocked the nation.
Mayor Pete Buttigieg's campaign releasing their own unverified numbers, saying their candidate outperformed expectations and the competition.
We are going on to New Hampshire victorious.
Senator Bernie Sanders' campaign releasing their own figures in response, showing Sanders with a commanding lead.
When those results are announced, I have a good feeling we're going to be doing very, very well here in Iowa. We are now at a point with some 97% of the precincts reporting where our campaign is winning the popular initial vote by some 6,000 votes. In other words, some 6,000 more Iowans came out on caucus night to support our candidacy than the candidacy of anyone else. And when 6,000 more people come out for you in an election than your nearest opponent, we here in northern New England call that a victory.
We have a projected winner tonight that's just in right now. ABC News reporting Bernie Sanders, according to the vote that has been reported by New Hampshire. He's the projected winner tonight for the second time in 4 years. Senator Bernie Sanders winning the New Hampshire primary.
I think the headline is there's no front runner right now in the Democratic race for the nomination.
Doreen Shaw in Las Vegas, Nevada, where ABC News is projecting Bernie Sanders as the winner of this state.
I mean, this is looking like it's going to be a pretty convincing win for Bernie Sanders, and one that is likely to have a whole lot of Democrats just finally saying the words, Bernie Sanders front runner.
ABC News projects that Joe Biden will win today's Democratic primary in the state of South Carolina. It's his first win of the 2020 campaign after lagging behind in Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada, the first primary contest the former vice president has ever won, and this is his third run for president.
And Bernie Sanders, while he still has that organization, armies of young supporters, looks much less formidable after a tie with Pete Buttigieg, a tepid win in his neighboring state, a win in Nevada, but getting smashed here by Joe Biden. Fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a long race.
You know, when I ran for president, we made it clear that the whole idea was about rallying the country together to defeat Donald Trump and to win the era for the values that we share. And that was always a goal that was much bigger than me becoming president. And it is in the name of that very same goal that I'm delighted to endorse and support Joe Biden for president.
It is up to us, all of us, to put our country back together, to heal this country, and then to build something even greater. I believe we can do this together. And that is why today I am ending my campaign and endorsing Joe Biden for president.
Tomorrow, March 3rd, 2020, I will be casting my ballot for Joe Biden.
Welcome to CBS This Morning, and that's where we begin. As you wake up, this Democratic presidential race is now a close two-man contest after Super Tuesday last night. Former Vice President Joe Biden won 9 of yesterday's 14 state primaries, completing a remarkable turnaround from just 1 week ago. Remember that? His biggest upset came in Texas, where he overcame the former frontrunner, Senator Bernie Sanders. Former Mayor Mike Bloomberg and Senator Elizabeth Warren finished far behind. Biden also came from behind and went Minnesota and Massachusetts, while he swept all the primaries in southern states.
CBS News is now projecting that former Vice President Joe Biden will win the state of Michigan, a critical contest, as we just told you a moment ago. But again, this news just coming, CBS News projecting Joe Biden wins the Michigan primary.
Andrew Yang, I see you've been writing on your paper a lot. We haven't heard from you a little bit. You haven't, where do you see the race right now? Where do you see this going for Joe Biden?
I believe that Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee, and I've always said I'm going to support whoever the nominee is, so I hereby am endorsing Joe Biden to be not just the nominee for the Democratic Party, but the next president of the United States.
I think his main appeal, Biden, is that he wants to bring the country together and heal it.
Yeah.
And I tell you, when you got a pandemic going on, somebody who's a healer has a lot of appeal. But the first thing you got to do is bring this party together. You want to bring America together. Your first test of that is, can you bring this party together? I'm going to tell you right now, as happy as a lot of people are up here tonight, there's a lot of people whose hopes have been crushed tonight. I don't think a lot of people get it. There are people they don't know how they're going to make it. They're in the gig economy. This whole pandemic has thrown them completely out of work. They can't go from point A to point B. And they don't see the passion yet from Joe Biden for their pain. They don't trust him yet to fight till the last dog barks for them. And they trust Bernie Sanders to do it. If Bernie's going to be ushered off the stage tonight and Biden's going to stand up there, he's got to pull those people close to him. And the empathy that he has for everybody else, he's got to have for these Bernie kids.
Let's do something that is very rarely done in the Congress. Let's do something that the media doesn't do. Let's talk about the reality of American life. Why is it that over the last 45 years, despite the huge increase in productivity and technology, the average worker today is not making a nickel more in real dollars? Why is it that over the last 30 years, the richest 1% have seen a $21 trillion increase in their wealth, bottom half of America, $900 billion decline in their wealth? Why is it that we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people as a human right? Why are we the only major country not to have paid medical and family leave? Why do we give tax breaks to billionaires when 500,000 people are homeless today? And it comes down to something, Jake, we don't talk about. The power structure in America. Who has the power? And I'll tell you who has the power. It's the people who contribute money, the billionaires who contribute money to political campaigns, who control the legislative agenda. Those people have the power. And if you want to make real changes in this country, if you want to create an economy that works for all, not just a few, if you want to guarantee quality health care to all, not make $100 billion in profit for the healthcare industry, you know what you need? You need to take on Wall Street. You need to take on the drug companies and the insurance companies and the fossil fuel industry. You don't take campaign contributions from them. You take them on and create an economy that works for all. I wish I could give you better news, but I think you know the truth. And that is that we are now some 300 delegates behind Vice President Biden, and the path toward victory is virtually impossible. So while we are winning the ideological battle, and while we are winning the support of so many young people and working people throughout the country, I have concluded that this battle for the Democratic nomination will not be successful. And so today, I am announcing the suspension of my campaign. But let me say this very emphatically. As you all know, we have never been just a campaign. We are a grassroots, multiracial, multi-generational movement which has always believed that real change never comes from the top on down, but always from the bottom on up. We have taken on Wall Street, the insurance companies, the drug companies, the fossil fuel industry, the military-industrial complex, the prison industrial complex, and the greed of the entire corporate elite. That struggle continues. While this campaign is coming to an end, our movement is not.
Hello. If you're watching this, that means you made it all the way through that long video, and I highly appreciate it. Every single video that I use in that video that's still in the editing process, it's all down in the description below. I would highly appreciate it if you gave this a like, a share, a comment, spread it around, let people watch this. I put a lot of effort into it. It might not be the best video, but I still highly appreciate it. Spread the message about the Bernie campaign. Even though it's over, the fight still continues. Thank you guys so much.